Welcome to the deep dive. Ever really thought about how a project gets its official start? Like,
Yeah.
what's that exact moment? It goes from just an idea to, well, something real.
It's a critical point, isn't it? That switch from maybe to let's do this. Today, we're looking into that, specifically drawing on insights from Project Management for Project Managers by Orlando Casabon.
Right, focusing on that structure. So there's this idea that a formal request kind of signals readiness, like asking for the keys to start the engine.
Exactly. It signals we're past the initial brainstorming and ready for serious planning. But the big question is who actually turns the key? Who gives that official nod?
Who has that authority?
Well, it boils down to a specific high-level process. This is where the project's main decision makers, the project board, look at that request.
The project board, okay. And they operate within a specific Prince2 process for this.
That's right. It's called directing a project. That's the framework, the stage gate, if you will, where they formally decide, approve or reject initiation.
Directing a project. So that's the one. Why there? Why is that the specific point for the green light?
Because the project board operating within that process has the ultimate say-so at this early stage. They're looking at the bigger picture. Does it fit strategically? Do we have the resources? Is it actually viable?
Okay, so they're the strategic gatekeepers. Makes sense. Now, there are other Prince2 processes that sound kind of related. What about, say, initiating a project?
Good question. Initiating a project is super important, but it happens after the approval from directing a project. It's where you actually build the detailed plan once you've got the go-ahead.
I see. So directing gives a yes, then initiating figures out the how.
Precisely.
And what about starting up a project? That sounds even earlier.
It is much earlier. Starting up is the preliminary work. Gathering initial data, identifying the key players, basically figuring out if there's even a worthwhile project idea to propose in the first place.
Right, like the feasibility check before you even ask for permission to plan properly.
You got it. It tees up the request that goes to the board in directing a project.
Okay. And one more, managing a stage boundary. Where does that fit?
That comes later, once the project is actually running. It's about reviewing progress at the end of a work phase and improving the plan for the next phase. It keeps things on track, but it's not about that initial, should we even start planning this decision.
Gotcha. So it's really clear then that decision within directing a project by the project board is the absolute key without their approval there.
The project basically stalls. It can't move into formal, detailed planning. That approval is the official starting gun for the project planners.
So wrapping it up, the main takeaway is that the project board, using the directing a project process, holds the authority for that crucial initial green light.
That's the core of it. Understanding that specific checkpoint gives you real insight into, how projects are governed and who's accountable right from the start. It's fundamental stuff.
Definitely valuable insight for anyone involved in projects, and for listeners wanting to explore this framework and much more in project management.
We absolutely recommend checking out the source we drew from today, Project Management for Project Managers by Orlando Casabon. It covers this initiation phase and everything that follows in great detail.